Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a new hits and misses follow-up video. I have two different videos that I'm going to be following up from. I typically post a trying new makeup video here on my channel on Fridays, testing out new makeup. A lot of those are first impressions on the products, so I like to come back after a couple weeks and give my full thoughts on everything. Today's video, like I said, I have two different videos. One is going to be when I was trying out the Urban Decay Naked Cherry collection, and then I have some products here. Let me grab my list. I have Pure and the Grinch Palette, some Benefit, Laura Mercier, Colourpop, Elf, etc. So we have lots to review today, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, so first up, I'm going to focus on the video where I was trying out the Urban Decay Naked Cherry collection. So that video was pretty much focused on just the collection, so I'll have that video listed down below in case you want to see my first impressions. So first up, I have the Naked Cherry eyeshadow palette. This collection was sent to me in PR from Urban Decay. So the Naked Cherry collection is at $54. I was actually pretty excited about this palette because I love these kind of tones. These are definitely my vibes. So I was looking forward to the palette and trying it out. I have to say that every look that I've done with this palette, I've really enjoyed. This is a very monochromatic palette. I mean, not all of the Urban Decay Naked palettes are, but like the Naked Heat was very monochromatic. This one, you know, we have a very monochromatic look, and I can definitely understand that some people might think that the looks, you know, all look the same. But I feel like the looks that I've been doing, while yes, they're similar because obviously they're going to be similar, there's different ways to switch it up. I especially have really been enjoying the mattes out of here. The first look I did with this was an all matte look, and I really liked it. I've continued to do all matte looks with it, but I have also used the shimmers, and I do really like them. I don't think that this palette is going to be for everybody, especially at $54. You obviously have to like this color story in here, or else there's really no reason for you to buy it. But if you're worried about your looks looking too similar, I really haven't gotten that from this palette. I've really enjoyed it, and I've been really inspired to reach for it. That's one thing that I kind of noticed because I have so much makeup to be trying out, buying makeup, receiving makeup, getting gifts, etc. I always have a lot of makeup to be trying out. And what's interesting to me is like on the weekends, or you know, when I'm not going to be filming and I'm just grabbing for something just to grab for something, it's interesting for me to see what products it is that I'm reaching for that, you know, maybe I'm not even in my review period anymore for it. I have my mind made up, but I'm still reaching for that product because I still like it, I'm still inspired by it, and I still have looks that I feel like I can create. And that's what I think about the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. So for that reason, I've really been liking it. I do like the double-ended brush that comes in here. You have more of a blending brush, like a fluffy brush on one side, and then more of a pencil brush on the other. I actually do like the brush as well. You have your mirror in here. I like the mixture between the matte and shimmers. Feels this really beautiful matte mauve. That's probably my favorite shade out of this palette. I reach for it a ton. Juicy is also a really nice peachy matte shade that I think is really beautiful. I like that we have these darker shades down here too, and also Bing is a really pretty purple matte. Again, like I said, I do like the shimmers, and I like that the shimmers in here, I feel like these are different. Sometimes I feel like, especially when it comes to shimmers, they end up looking really similar on the eyes, and I feel like with the ones in here, we're getting a lot of differences between them. I appreciate. So again, I've been really enjoying this palette. I like the formula amongst the shadows, and I like that I feel inspired by it and that I can do different looks. So it is a higher price palette at $54. So again, you would have to make sure that, you know, you really feel confident that you're going to get, you know, a lot of use out of the palette for the $54. But if you have similar, you know, makeup preferences to me with styles and like colors that you like to use, I thought this palette was very easy to use. And again, like I said, I've been really inspired to do different looks with it. So I've been really liking the Naked Cherry. Now, the next palette that I have to talk about is the face palette, the highlight and blush palette from the collection, which looks like this. And then inside you do have a blush, and then you have two different highlighters in here. And this palette runs for $34. Now, I actually just mentioned this in my November makeup monthly, and I actually put it in the fail section. And I felt kind of bad about that for a second. Like, I was like, okay, was it really a fail, or, you know, would you consider it just a fine product? You know, because my makeup monthly is favorites, fails, and products that I think were just fine. And I was like, no, honestly, to me, this one really was a fail because the two highlighters in here, I just don't really feel like they do anything. This was the first one that I tried. I think I actually tried it in the trying new makeup video, and I was like, what's happening here? And I actually tried to come in and top it with this one because I was like, I just don't feel like I'm getting much of a highlight. On their own, they don't really do anything. This white highlight has a pink iridescent to it, and that's not my favorite style of highlight, but that's not why I think it's a fail, just because it's not my personal preference. But it really doesn't show up a lot either, and you have to build it up and build it up, and then it's almost like you have to try to build it up so much to get a highlight, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, you got a stripe of pink on your cheek. And I'm like, what? And then this other highlight just really doesn't do much. The blush is fine, like it's a pretty pink blush, but it's nothing that like blows me away or anything. So for $34, I just really wouldn't be able to recommend this one. I like the packaging on it. I like the mirror. I was really surprised because I thought I was going to love this, and actually when the Naked Cherry collection was coming out, this was the item that I was most gravitating towards. This was what I wanted to purchase because I typically like Urban Decay highlighters. Sin is a favorite of mine. I have the face palette from the Kristen Leanne collaboration that she did, and I love that face palette. I've taken that one traveling with me quite a bit because I think it's beautiful and I really like the highlighters in there. So I was really surprised. I think maybe that's another reason why it factored into being a fail for me, is just because I was so surprised at how different these highlights and blushes felt in comparison to other Urban Decay products that I've tried. So I was just a little caught off guard at how much I did not like this palette. So unfortunately this one I would not recommend from the collection. So I also did try out their setting spray. So this is their long-lasting makeup setting spray, and this is cherry scented. This is a mini version of their setting spray. So this guy is $15. Honestly, is this like a must-have product? No. If you have a lot of setting sprays and if you have the Urban Decay setting spray, then you probably don't need this one. I mean, it's the same thing. The only difference is that it has that cherry scent. I don't mind the scent on it. It's not too like, I was worried about like cough syrupy and then like spraying my face and getting like childhood vibes where my mom shoving cough syrup down my throat and I'm like, stop Mom, you're so mean, you know? But I didn't get that vibe at all. It doesn't really last a lot. You know, you can kind of smell it once you spray it and then it's over with. So I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad product. I don't want to say it's like gimmicky. It makes sense for the collection and all of that, but it's not a must-have. I do like the Urban Decay setting spray though, so if for whatever reason you haven't tried it and like that cherry is like really calling out to you, it is only $15 and it is a nice setting spray and it really does help prolong the makeup. I oftentimes will take my Urban Decay sprays if I am going traveling. I went to Vegas earlier on in the year. It was September, not that long ago. But I went to Vegas and I took the Urban Decay with me because it really does help keep your makeup lasting and looking really good from early in the morning when I was getting ready to early the next morning when I was taking my makeup off. So I really do like the Urban Decay one for that. A good thing too is that if you do decide that you want to purchase this and you have a larger of the Urban Decay sprays, you could pour it into here once you're done, and then you could have a travel size version as well. So I'll be keeping around the bottle. I like to have the more travel size friendly bottles, especially if like going on the airplane and things like that. This would be able to go on the plane through security and all of that, so that's nice. But again, it's just not something that I feel like is an absolute must-have from the collection. Okay, also in there they came out with some lip products, and I only tried one lip product from the collection because I'm someone who I really enjoy doing giveaways. I like to be able to share, especially when items come to me in PR. I like to be able to give back, and I try to host as many giveaways as I can. I've been trying to sneak little giveaways here and there throughout December on like Instagram stories and just like dropping them into my YouTube videos and things like that. And so I wanted to be able to give some away because I'm familiar with the Urban Decay formula. I'm familiar with the cream formula, which was one of the other shades in here, and I'm also familiar with their more metallicized finishes. The cream formula from Urban Decay is not my favorite. Definitely the Comfort Matte is my favorite. And Cherry, which was part of the line, is that really kind of like deep cherry, you know, almost like a vampy lipstick color, and I just don't wear those a lot, so I feel like someone else could get use out of it. There was another metallicized finish, and then there was this one. This one is Juicy. I tried it out in the trying new makeup video, and I was actually really surprised at how much I ended up enjoying this lipstick. It's really pretty. It's definitely more of a peachy lipstick, and then it has kind of like a pinky shift in it, if you can see there. And then it also has some sparkle, and it's actually really beautiful. It's not what I will wear every day, as I have sparkly lip gloss on right now. I just finished filming for Friday's trying new makeup video, which is on the Too Faced Pretty Rich collection. So I have one of the lip glosses on my lips right now, so that video should already be live. So I'll have it linked down below in case you want to check out how I got this look and my first thoughts on the collection. So it's just funny that I'm saying that as I'm wearing glitter lip gloss. But this is a really beautiful shade. If this is your kind of lipstick that you like to wear and you're drawn to the glittery lipsticks, which I know are kind of a big thing right now. Huda Beauty just released some. What was it? Pat McGrath is also coming out with some. If you like that and that's your style, Juicy is a really beautiful lip color. I'm planning to keep it around in my collection because every once in a while I might want to do that pretty metallic lipstick, and I thought that this one was really pretty. So I do like the Urban Decay lipstick formula. Like I said, the Comfort Mattes are my favorite, but this one was a really nice option if it's something that you think that you would be interested in. Now they also do have 2 eyeliners that came out in the collection. These are the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencils from Urban Decay. This is one of my favorite eyeliners. I have a lot of them and I enjoy them. I recommend them super often. The eyeliners do run for $21. Yes, the eyeliners are $21. The 2 that came out with this collection are in Black Market and then also Love Drug. And I think that they're both nice. Again, do you have to run out and get the eyeliners? No, but I understand why they came out in the collection and they are nice. Again, the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencils, I just feel like are very long lasting. They're very creamy in the waterline, which I appreciate. I don't have to really work to get it onto my waterline. They just kind of glide on there like their name would suggest. And they have a very wide variety of colors, which I think is awesome too. So those are the 2 swatches from the collection right there. So you can see you kind of have more of like your cherry one and then more of a black with just like a little hint of shimmer in there. Both of them do have a little bit of shimmer. Again, if you really need these colors in your collection, I would suggest it, but it's probably not the most exciting part of the collection, but I understand why they're in there. And Urban Decay typically comes out with eyeliners with their collections. I've seen that done a lot, so it makes sense. And I do like them. I would recommend. So my favorite part definitely of the collection is the eyeshadow palette, which I'm really happy about that. Then probably my least favorite from the collection, definitely my least favorite, would be the face palette. So I would love to know if you've tried out anything from the Urban Decay Naked Cherry collection. Are you still eyeing anything, and what are your thoughts on them? Now let's go ahead and hop over into the second video. So next up, I want to review the Pure and the Grinch eyeshadow palette. I got this sent over via Octoly. So Pure did a collaboration with the Grinch since the new movie was coming out. This is what the outer packaging looks like, and then actually like you can open it up and you have this whole little cute set here, and then you have the mirror, and then you have the eyeshadows, a blush, a highlight, and also a lip balm, and then it fits in here. So definitely the packaging is very bulky. I feel like this is more of like a collector's set, like if you really enjoyed the Grinch, but when it comes to like my personal makeup collection and storing, it's going to be not quite as easy because this is a pretty thick box here that you're working with. So for the inside of the palette, you have different eyeshadows, like I said, a blush, a highlight, and then a color changing lip balm. So you do have some mattes and some shimmers in here, and then you also do have 2 glitters in the palette. Now for the eyeshadows in here, I do like them. For the glitters in here, I actually didn't find them as easy to work with as I have with some of the Pure glitters in the past. I really like the Love Your Selfie palettes from Pure. I've tried 2 and 3 here recently, and I really like those. Again, packaging is a little bit bulkier on both. 3 is a little bit sleeker. I really like the glitters in those compared to these. I'm not a girl with glitter, and we saw that as I was trying to get this makeup look. So if you're not super comfortable with glitters, I just found these a little bit harder, and I would recommend the Love Your Selfie 2 or 3 over them. So that was kind of a bummer for me because I was really excited about the glitters. I got a lot of fallout on my face, and I wasn't really appreciating that, and I just felt like they didn't apply as easily. They just seemed harder to work with than what I was used to. The blush in here is really pretty. The highlight is really pretty as well, but again, I actually prefer the Love Your Selfies more than I enjoyed this one. It's still nice, I still like it, but it is $42. That's pretty expensive, and then along with the packaging and all of that, it's just harder for me to recommend. There is this color changing lip balm in here, which looks like this. So it's green, but like when you apply it, it kind of goes on clear, and then after a few seconds it'll turn a color, and it's supposed to like turn a different color on different people depending on, I don't know, what you ate for lunch that day or something. I'm just kidding. But so it's supposed to change colors, and on me it's kind of like a light pink like a really light pink. I don't notice a whole lot with it. I've tried those color changing balms before and they're neat and fun and stuff, but not something that I feel like is super necessary to have. So it's a cute part of this collection, especially with it like being green and everything and the Grinch and all of that. It's definitely a cute part of the collection. But again, it's just not something that I feel like everybody needs or you need to like rush out and grab. I would definitely recommend checking out the Love Your Selfie 2 and 3. Because I really do like those, but I still think that this is nice. It's a cute set. It would be a really cute gift idea. Or like I said, if you're a lover of the Grinch, I don't think it's like terrible quality or anything like that, but I'm just thinking for the $42, that is pretty pricey, and I would just make sure that, you know, you're going to be able to use everything inside. And for me, it was just a little bit of a miss, especially with just kind of like that higher price tag. But like I said, I am trying to do these little giveaways in the videos, and I wanted to insert a little giveaway here because I did get that sent over to me from Octoly to review, but also Pierre did send me some products as well, and I thought that I could give some away. So I'm going to be giving away the palette that I just showed. Also, one winner will win the Heartline. This is the 4-piece liquid eyeliner set. So these are both products from the Pierre and the Grinch collection. So if you want to win these, you can enter to win. All I ask, be a YouTube subscriber and leave a comment down below and include the hashtag SamSquad. Sam Squad. Leave that down in your comments. You can comment anything that you like, but if you include that hashtag with Sam Squad, I'll know that you're entering into this giveaway. It is open international. I'm going to have these open for just a couple of days, and then I will reply to the comment of who wins out of using that hashtag and ask for like your email address, so then you can email me over your mailing address. So yeah, if you want to win the Grinch eyeshadow palette and then also some eyeliners from the collection, just go ahead, make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and then leave any sort of comment including the hashtag SamSquad, and I will choose a winner from there. So yeah, I wanted to include that in here and just to say thank you guys for, you know, continuing to support my channel. It really means a lot to me, so I'm going to try to give back as much as I can. Okay, but moving on, the next product that I tried out in that video, and I had glitter on in that video, and I was like, I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but I really wanted to try this out and like get it, you know, once I try something in the try new makeup video, I put it in a special box in a different location, and so I know I have to keep reaching into that box to keep trying the products, and I was like, I've had this for a while and I just really want to try it, so I got it on the clock. This is from Cosmetics. This one is the Illustrative Eyeliner with the brush tip, and this one retails for $15, and you can find it on the Cosmetics website. So it is just a liquid eyeliner. This is actually a really nice liquid eyeliner. I do like the applicator of it. This is my favorite style of liquid liner to apply because I just feel like it's really easy to use, and I didn't have any issues with that. I do find it to be like once it dries really quickly, and then it dries and then it stays. I didn't have a lot of issues with transferring, like transferring to my eyelids or anything like that. My only issue with it is that I don't find it to be super black, and sometimes I do want a really black liquid liner, and I tried to do some swatches here on my hand, and if you can tell, I just feel like they're really faint, you know, but once you place it down, like, you know, it really does stay in place. Like, it has a really good lasting power and everything, and I'm pressing pretty hard on my hand. I mean, it does stay really well. I just wish that it was just a little bit darker. That's the only downfall of it, but other than that, I think that it's a really nice liquid liner. I was really interested in trying it out because I feel like I've heard really good things, especially about the Cosmetics liquid liners. I don't think it's going to be like a new favorite of mine. Like if I was putting it in my makeup monthly, I would put it in like the fine section. So I thought it was okay, but I was glad to be able to try that one out. I also tried out in there from Benefit. This is their Bad Gal Bang Mascara. This isn't like a new mascara. I think it's their newest mascara, but it's not like a brand new product or anything, but I just recently received it from Benefit and I was excited to try it out. This guy retails, I believe, for $25, and they also have a mini version, and you can buy that for $13. I'm personally a big fan of mini mascaras because mascaras can tend to go bad pretty quickly. So if you're interested in trying it out and you want to see how you like it, but you don't want to do the full size, you can also pick up the mini. Now, I do like this mascara. I thought it was pretty nice. The wand is very like flexible, very bendy, which I think has its pros and it also has its cons. The actual wand is also very long. So for me, with it being so long and then also with it being so bendy, I can kind of get a little out of control with it. I've had just a couple times where I've actually hit my skin. Oh, I hit my lash. That's good. Startled me. I've actually kind of hit my skin on the outer part of my eye because of the length of the wand, and then just how like flexible it is. I don't know if that's weird. But I've done that a couple times. So I've gotten a little sloppy here or there, but for the most part I do like it. I like that it's really thin because you can really get at the base of the lash and push up, which I do enjoy. I think that it looks really good for both volume and length. I think it does better for lengthening for me personally, but I also do see some volume in there. It does get a little clumpy on me, I'll say. So I know some people like their mascara clumpy. If you do not like any sort of clumps, this one can get pretty clumpy on me, I'll say. And also, I don't like to use it on my bottom lashes. My bottom lashes are very long. I don't always do mascara on my bottom lashes because of how long they are, and I can have transfer issues. And this is one that I can't wear on my bottom lashes because it'll immediately start to wear away. But I don't notice any transfer on my top lashes, so that's good because, you know, those are so short, they're not touching my eyelids, so don't need to worry about that. So I can only wear this on my top lashes, but that's not a huge deal breaker for me as long as it's not transferring up there too. I don't have a big problem with that, but it does get on my face. So I did want to point that out. So this to me isn't my new favorite mascara. Again, it's kind of just more in like that fine category. I really like what it does for length and for volume. Just the actual wand isn't my absolute favorite. And then, like I said, I do get some transfer with it. So those are my thoughts on the Bad Gal Bang mascara. I'll definitely keep using it, but I don't think it would be one that I would repurchase. I really like the Roller Lash from Benefit and the They're Real mascara. Those are my two favorites from Benefit, and I think they'll continue to be my favorites from the brand. So next up I have a face palette. This is from Laura Mercier. This is the Stardust Radiant Glow palette. This is a part of the holiday releases that Laura Mercier was doing. I had this sent over to me from a subscriber, Janine. So thank you so much, Janine, because I've been testing this out for the past month now. It is a really beautiful palette. This is, I believe, $53, and I think it's still available at Nordstrom. So if it's still available, I will have it linked down below, as well as everything else that I'm chatting about. So the packaging on this is super beautiful, and then inside you have 3 different highlight shades. Now these highlight shades, I will say they're a little bit more on the subtle side. So for me personally, I like a little bit more of a blinding highlight, so I tend to just build them up and then I can get it to the intensity that I like, but I do have to take my time and really build them up. I really like combining these 2 shades together here. We have one that's a little bit more rose gold and one that's a little bit more on the champagne side, and I think that's really beautiful. This lash shade here is too dark for me to wear as a highlight on my skin tone, but it's actually really beautiful, kind of like a topper almost. Like how I've worn it is, you know, I do my bronzer and everything, and then I just kind of like hit the tops of my cheekbones with it, not as like a highlight, like I'm not like highlighting the cheekbone, but just kind of gently tap over that bronzer, and it gives like a nice, because it is more of a subtle sheen to it, it just kind of gives like a nice little glow to the look, which I think is really pretty. So I've actually been able to utilize all 3 of the shades in here, which I think is pretty cool. Now if you are someone who really does like that really blinding seen from space highlight, I wouldn't recommend this palette for you, because I think that you would just, you know, I think that you'd be able to spend your money on something that is going to really give you that payoff right away. But if you like those more subtle, you know, more natural glow from within type of highlighters, this is a really beautiful highlight palette. So I've been really enjoying it. Again, thank you to Janine for sending this over to me, because it immediately caught my attention. I remember putting this in a Will I Buy It video, and I was like, something about this palette is just calling out to me so much. So I've been having a really good time wearing it, and I think that it's really pretty. So those are kind of my thoughts on the Laura Mercier palette. And then just a couple lip products that I tried out. So we have the, let's see, this one here is from Colourpop. This is the Ultra Blotted Lip in Zuma. I had never tried a Colourpop Ultra Blotted Lip, so I was curious to try them out. These are not going to be my favorite formula. I only have Zuma in the Blotted Lip, and I've tried it a couple times, and it's just not really for me. It's kind of a more, it's just the formula is not for me. If this is something that you like, I think that you would like this one, but for me, it's just not there. So that's Zuma, and I really do like the shade of Zuma, but it's more, it's almost like one of those lip products that it's like you put a lipstick on and then you like blot out your lips, an ultra blotted lip. I don't know why that took me so hard to try to think of, but it gives you kind of more of that light wash of color on the lips, almost kind of like maybe you've been wearing your lipstick for a while and it started to wear away. I prefer lip products that are a little bit more like bam, you know, lots of payoff. That's my preference. So like I reviewed the MAC Powder Kiss lipsticks recently, not a fan of those. And again, like with the Ultra Blotted Lip, just with how it looks on my lips, I'm not a personal fan of it. That is your makeup style. I think that you would like these, and these are more affordable. I think they're like $6. So that's not bad, but again, just not a personal favorite of mine, but I was glad to be able to try them out because you never know. You never know until you try something. And then I also had this new lip gloss here from e.l.f. This was in their Molten Metals line that came out. So you have a pretty large lip gloss here, and again, it's e.l.f. It's more affordable. I think it's, was it like $6 or $7, I want to say. It's a pretty gloss. I was really curious of if it was going to be similar to the color or the Dose of Colors Desi X Katie Over the Top gloss, which I had just picked up from Ulta. I did a comparison swatch in that trying new makeup video, so there's what the gloss looks like. It's really pretty. This one is definitely more, it has, to me it has more of a clear base than Over the Top does with some sparkle in it. Sparkly lip glosses, as I'm wearing one, they're not always my personal preference. They're not what I'm reaching for the most, but they're fine, and I like this one from e.l.f. It's not an exact color dupe, but if you were wanting something similar to Over the Top, or I know that they released another lip gloss too, if you were looking for something similar-ish to that from Dose of Colors, but you don't want to pay the like $17 for that, you know, you could check out this one from e.l.f. Again, I just don't think it's going to be a personal favorite of mine, but it's pretty. It feels fairly smooth on the lips. It's not my favorite lip gloss formula, but I think that is pretty good. So that's kind of what I thought about the e.l.f. lip gloss from their Molten Metals line. But after that, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you found some of these reviews helpful. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. What products have you tried and what have you thought of them? Make sure to enter that giveaway with the hashtag #SamSquad in the comments if you're interested in picking up a few of those products from Pure and the Grinch collection. But other than that, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, I hope that you'll give this one a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.